That's right. What other chiefs were at the meeting on this?
I'm sorry,
What other stations? I don't care about chiefs. What stations were represented?
all of them, except one Sanelli did not represent.
It's my understanding you have to be fire one, fire two, to meet those requirements, training.
Correct.
To participate in the program.
To participate in the program. And we're getting more phone calls now that how do we get on the class? Unfortunately, the class just started and it's too late. But January 1st, there'll be another, or actually the second week of January, there'll be another firefighter 1 and 2 started.
Chief, can you explain the 50 hours for training and the 10% for calls?
So commissioners, that's been the running stance for, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chief Maldonado, or not the TCDRS. What's the pension program that we have? Tessers, that's their requirement. I put it in there as a way, but Chief Maldonado sent me a message that he doesn't think the 10% of the calls is attainable. And I left it in there just so till we hear some comments, Chief.
So you said 10% of the call was not attainable?
It's not really possible because, you get the call volume sporadic. For instance, I worked last night
Fair
and
enough.
we didn't
I got
get
you.
anything in
You call
less
that
than 10
cloud?
hours,
What's that called?
White Cloud.
White cloud?
which jinxes me tonight, but yeah, it's sporadic. So we can't hold them to the 10%, but I can hold you statistically to the 50%, making sure that you're at training 50% of the time and at 100% of the duty nights, which you spell out in the minimum number of hours to be worked 30 hours a month. That's
I'd be okay bringing that out of the policy.
Well, you say that 10% of calls, per day it wouldn't work, but per month, you
No.
don't make 10% in a
I don't,
month's
sir.
time?
I don't.
You're the white cloud.
The only one that makes that sort, there are only a couple of folks that make even 7% of the volume.
I think if you're there, trained, ready to go, it's half the battle, right?
Well, in this,
You don't get that,
yeah.
the call. I'm sorry?
In this system, this SOP, it would be if
It
you're
is.
working the
It is,
shifts
but
and
that's why I'm saying.
you're there doing what you have to do, then it'll be accountable. It has to be.
It's not a two.
Because I know in the past when I was
Hey,
chief,
thanks, chief.
we would look at the 10% rule, but also we looked at the members, and if there are members that spend a lot of time there doing what they need to do, and I've always taken that into consideration if they were, 7, 8%, something like that.
So do we need to amend that one or?
I would probably change that somehow from 10% of calls to, I don't know, hours of service or
Well, the hours are already going to be
or
there.
leave it up to the chief's discretion, something like that.
I would be okay with chief discretion because now we're going to mandate that they're going to be at the station. That is going to be different.
That was the whole purpose of it.
Right. So if we mandate that they're there and there's no calls, we can't force you to get 10%.
Agree.
Would you all like for me to strike that out?
How many?
No.
Percent?
I think we're about 40-50%.
Well, some stations are higher than others, some are not, just.
So my personnel is currently at 25. I believe I have 13 that are eligible for the stipend program. The rest are currently enrolled in either the fire class or an EMR class. So hopefully by October, well, not the fire class, but the EMS class, hopefully by October, they should be eligible as well. I think that's another 3 or 4. And I currently have 6 in the fire one that I started. So, but I do have 13 eligible right now. Real quick, sir.
How are you? I mean, I'm just. You got me with my mouth open because what you're saying right now, what you're doing and the way you're doing it. How did you change everything around at your station? I guess is what I'm asking, How did you change it from not having so many to having more response?
it just depends on the people. You know, we lost people, we gained people, and it's just pushing them, motivating them, getting certified, letting them know what we do and how we do it.
Yes, sir.
I do have a couple of guys, you know, we do this as a career, you know, it's a different mentality when you do it as a career volunteer. Some of these guys come in and they don't have that mentality. We do it day in, day out in our jobs. They don't, you know, they work at Walmart, they work at different companies. So it's just getting them used to that mentality of the fire service and what we do and why we do it. We do it for the community and safety and all that. You know, we gotta be safe about it. You know, this can kill you. You go to a fire, you might not come back home. So it's just, I guess it's just the people and the mentality and just working with them. But you know, we've had our hardships, you know, people leave, people come back and, you know, things happen, you know, and it's just, you just gotta keep them motivated.
End of the day, sir, I just commend you on the way you turned your department around. I mean, from where you were at to where you're at right now, sir, I commend you on that.
Thank you.
Serious. Thank you. And I mean, Chief Maldonado, all you guys, every one of you guys, I mean, all the chiefs and everybody's, I mean, my hat's off to you guys. Thank you. Thanks to you. And this is part of the reason why we're up here. This is why we're having this discussion. We're trying to get something for you. So, but kudos to you, sir. Thank you. And your staff and everybody.
Commissioners, to answer your question, I believe it's going to be more like 40 to 45%. If I look at it correctly, Clint has always said he has 15 members. 5 of those are eligible. 5 of those, Sanelli has another 15 or 20, and I believe 8 of them are eligible as a VMT. So there are people that are working on it. It's getting more difficult. That's why I felt it's very important. I say that there's 150 firefighters on our roster. 18 of those are the paid staff. The other 130 are going to be the volunteers. And I guarantee you that if I run the numbers, about 70 to 75% of those are running all the calls. Let's be honest. We have the core. Every department has a core. And the rest are not doing their numbers. This is going to get more people in. This is going to get more people to get involved because they're going to see a little bit. This is not to pay you. This is just to give you a little something so it doesn't cost you. When people show up, they go to restaurants, they go eat at places. Shouldn't cost you. And yes, we do have take-home vehicles, but that's in a separate subject. Right now, they're having to go to work. You see here, there's only 2. And that's because the rest are at work. They're trying.
Say it's about going to a restaurant, it shouldn't cost you. What do you mean by that?
In other words, we're going to give a stipend to be able to offset when they come over here to go eat or whatever, to stay at the station. We will, the stipend will cover some of that. Because imagine if you're dedicating your time for feed of the community and you still got to pay for your own food, and at least we'll cover a little bit of that expense, gas money and a little bit of food money. Correct.
Anyways, Chief and Commissioners, that 10% of calls, I'd like to have that changed to the discretion of the chiefs.
Is that good, Chiefs?
Anything else, commissioners?
No, sir. I'm ready to vote. I'd like to make a motion to accept this stipend policy.
With the changes requested,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's gotta be,
And with the understanding as well that
words meeting.
that's a given. The understanding also that there's going to be changes requested by the chiefs, by the departments.
It'll be a live document.
Yes, and that's understood. Yeah, I make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Santana, second by Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes, Commissioner Avalos,
Aye.
Commissioner Glidden.
I
Motion carries.
we have this back in 10 days, look at it.
I'm sorry?
10 days, is that fair time, around the time?
I think so. Item,
Meeting.
item number 6 was one agenda item, regular meeting, July 18, 2023, by Commissioner Avalos, discuss and take action, increasing employee health coverage for all paid staff, submitted by Commissioner Avalos.
Right, good afternoon, Commissioners. So as we discussed last time, the want to be able to cover the spouses for our paid firefighters and paid staff. So, my understanding is that Chief Esparza will be meeting with the insurance representative next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be here to
On
speak to
the
you
4th, correct? On the 4th,
on the 4th, which would be next Friday.
right?
Next Friday. But we need to have a number in by next Tuesday, correct? To meet all the procedures for the budget for next year. Is that correct, Mariana?
Well, I did budget for the employees' insurance already, so that's already in there.
Uh-huh.
If you're gonna incorporate the families, yeah. Or we're
Uh,
gonna have to push back the budget approval and all the tax rate information. So
Is it doable?
it
Would it-
is, we still have time,
Okay,
but we are, I mean, I'm thinking that we can put for the regular meeting, put the adoption of the tax rate. Well, the hearing is first, and then the agenda next to that would be the adoption. And then we need to do the newspaper posting before all of that happens. So that's usually goes out on a Thursday, but I need to do it days before. So let me sit down tomorrow
okay,
and do a calendar.
okay.
And I'm thinking if we do it like that, it'll be doable, but we do need to have the presentation submitted by next Tuesday, which is with the county,
With the county. So
the county.
would we be able to set aside another, think we had talked in the range of 30,000 to cover the spouses? Right? Is that,
We-
do we have that, those funds? Is there something we can do tonight, or if the commissioners approve, so we could say, once we have an official number, could we set aside even if it's over? Just to say that we're gonna use this money to cover spouses.
To your
paid
discretion,
firefighters.
yeah, it's up to the board deciding that. I know I did tell you last meeting, because of the special projects, we do have an estimated surplus. Now, this is all preliminary, remember,
Right.
and I did get the approved tax rates, the tax values today. Tomorrow, I should get the worksheet, which is gonna give me the no new revenue rate, the voter approval rate, and the de minimis rate. Once I get those three, that will determine how much income we're gonna actually be bringing in, because all it is right now is preliminary.
So what can we do tonight to make your life easier with the intent of doing this for our paid firefighters? What's the step that you would recommend, you and chief?
What about having a committee meeting with the two commissioners that were assigned to it this week, maybe Thursday, Friday? Have a meeting with them and let them determine the amount. And then I also had a recommendation that I kind of wanted to bring up to you all regarding our pension. That would also maybe use up some of that surplus amount. Our pension is underfunded by $160,000. And I know that our representative had mentioned to me if we had extra funds, it would be beneficial for us to pay that out. And if we're seeing a surplus right now, that would be a recommendation that I would like to bring to you all.
Pay out the pension, just to correct one thing, it's not
Yeah.
just for the firefighters, right? It's for all staff.
Also,
Okay,
correct,
just
yes.
I'm sorry.
going back to the healthcare.
Oh, it's for it's just for the paid staff, not volunteers. This is
Right.
not,
Not
paid
just for the firefighter.
No, it's for all the
it's
paid.
for all the paid
Right,
staff.
all paid
Yes.
staff, yes, correct.
It
We'll
would
get it back
completely be
equally.
funded, fully 100% funded. Right now, it's underfunded by that amount. I think it's 162,000, around that amount. That would be a recommendation that I'm recommending for us to put it in the budget to pay that amount for our budget, our pension to be at 100%. Yes,
Gentlemen, which one of you gentlemen is gonna be meeting on Thursday to go over budget numbers?
that's just a recommendation if they will, if they have the time to meet.
Yes. And again, part of the want to increase the healthcare is our paid staff. They do a great job.
Right. Oh,
And
I understand
think
that.
it'll help with retention, you know, and
Determine it now, I can add it to the budget tomorrow, add the pension. And then you all would make the decision on the pension before the budget is approved.
Commissioners, if I can, if you allow me, I would recommend that you say one or the other, because some employees only have kids.
Right.
You say we either cover their kids or we cover their spouse, one or the other. Well, you could, but that'd be at $2,000 per employee per month.
Chief again, if he's required by court to pay that amount for his child, you know what I'm saying? And there might be some requirements there where I don't want to ease the cost, but if there's an opportunity to give good healthcare to the children, that's, like I think Connell said, not all healthcare programs work in El Paso.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They gotta be tailored to El Paso, so El Paso's a tough town to healthcare. So those either single parents, stuff like that, is there an opportunity to have both or?
There is, it's just gonna double the cost, so.
here's my thing, commissioners, is that if we have these extra funds and we can provide that to our paid firefighters and our paid staff, who I think we can all agree, they've done a stand-up job. They come through on everything we need. What got me was to hear our paid firefighters are going and getting CHIP for their kids because they can't afford health insurance. To me, that one struck. That was a blow to the stomach because you're out there, you're putting your life on the line. Firefighter, to me, I've always, even at this age, to me, firefighters are held different. They're looked at different. I don't know the way you would look at the cops or military. They're separate. And for our firefighters to have to go and say, I need government assistance to cover insurance, and we have the funds to cover it, even if it's, God forbid, but let's say we couldn't do it this year, but if we could give them some reprieve this year, I think it's a good idea. I think it helps with retention and morale. I don't know how you gentlemen feel.
What happened to the, I'm sorry, what happened to somebody was gonna give us some numbers?
That's the
That's-
health insurance guy, but it's not till the 4th.
Yeah,
And we need to
Not
have.
till
that
the
number
4th.
Before then. Commissioner.
You say we need a number of firefighters and who they want to insure?
What,
no, the cost of what it would be
Well, we don't know
to,
that.
What?
Everyone's different, right?
Chief Esparza is saying it would be 2,000 extra per.
per month
Per
per
person.
employee? So you're looking at a lot of money. So that's why I say I caution you on that. I say one or the other.
Well, that'll
It-
drive us to hire single families. You know what I'm saying?
No, but right now it's, what we're looking for is a little bit of help. If I say that most of the employees that we have here, when I use a couple of people, firefighters or paid staff here, only have a kid, then you only have to worry about one. And most of them are either gonna have the kid or the wife. Why not just say one? That's a great help. It's
Right.
better than nothing.
Agree. Is there an opportunity? to
So-
cost sharing?
We can, and that's why the gentleman from the insurance is coming to see what we can do. So I'm trying to offer the same thing that other districts are offering, either high premium, low deductible, or a low deductible, high premium, whatever the case may be.
So what do we have to do?
Chief, if I
tonight
may?
to put this in motion until we get a solid number for us to be able to vote on and look at? I just want to make sure this doesn't.
What
fall
if-
through the cracks.
what if we reach out to Tom tomorrow morning? I can call him tomorrow morning.
And maybe we can have a
Maybe
Teams
he can Give
meeting.
me a ballpark,
Okay,
okay, and then we can put it in the budget, and then you all make that decision before you approve the budget. We discuss it, and then you can either remove it, keep it,
Or go
or
half.
go half, change
Okay.
it how you see fit.
Yeah.
We can do that. That's just
Cause he can provide the plans, right?
he
Right.
can provide, yes, he can provide. I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably has it already. It's just maybe a matter of us calling him and letting him know we need it sooner
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
August 4th.
We might not.
To have a firefighter sit down and say, hey, I need to insure my wife or my kids.
I get where,
I'd like to
yes,
see that conversation. I just want to be part of it.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
You know.
for sure.
So I'll do that tomorrow morning. Get
Okay.
it, we can have a
you, Manny.
Teams meeting
Yes.
And then I will send you all an email. This is what was given to us. I'll include the pension. But like I said, it won't be set on stone until you all approve the budget and decide whether you want to include it or not.
Okay,
Okay?
so how do
Is that-
how do we word it, chief, tonight, so that you guys are able to do that tomorrow?
I think there's no wording for it. It's just, if we're gonna look at the number and you won't decide until the two commissioners meet to go over the budget and say, yes, it can be done, or no, it cannot be done.
And then we'll revisit this again. I'm assuming we're meeting next Tuesday.
You can say one or the other or
Most
both,
likely.
whatever is more attainable, or none.
Okay.
Or none.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Okay,
I
sounds good.
don't have a problem coming in if you need me to come in.
Okay.
Same here.
Thank you. Thank you, commissioners. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So would you like to say one or the other, or both, or none?
If we could just look at all our options.
Okay,
Yeah, and
so we'll
then
leave it with no action to be taken on this one.
no action, just look at our options and then
For
for
informational.
information, and then we
only.
can vote on it next Tuesday, correct? And it'll still make it into the budget. It'll still be okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
We will right now. El Paso County EC number 2 is entering into closed meeting pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551-071 to consult with district attorney concerning all matters identified on the agenda when board members seek advice of their attorney in privileged communication. The date is July 25th, 2023. Time is 6:36 PM. El Paso County is the number 2 has completed its closed meeting. The date is Tuesday, July 25th, 2023, and time is 7:04 PM. Regular agenda. Commissioners, can I have a motion to delete item number 8?
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz? Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes?
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos?
Aye.
Commissioner Glidden?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 9, discuss and approve the next meeting to take place on August 1st.
August 1st?
August 1st at 6 PM via public meeting. Do you have a motion?
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Glenn. Commissioner Diaz? Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? Commissioner Avalos?
Aye.
Commissioner Glidden?
Aye.
Motion carries. Adjournment at 7:05 PM.
That is a record.
Mr. Diaz, you're gonna be here for to meet with insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would be the second person? Who?